This is definitely the most secure shelter I've ever seen. It's perfectly hidden inside a 1,000-year-old ancient tree. Inside, he built a practical earthen bed, and even laid solid wooden flooring on the ground. The nearby river is rich with seafood resources. If he gets tired of seafood, he can easily pick wild honeycombs for fresh honey. There are also plenty of wild pineapples, jackfruit, and wild mangoes for dessert. He's truly taken wilderness living to the extreme. That day, as Difa, the man who calls the world his home, wandered idly in the wild, he came across a peculiar giant tree by a small river. After a close inspection, he noticed the chirping birds above and the plentiful water nearby. It was the perfect place to settle down. After clearing the dry branches and leaves, Difa repaired to small sticks, assembled his ancestral iron hoe passed down for 18 generations, and prepared a heavy iron shovel. Once everything was ready, he began digging into the soil under the tree roots. The soil turned out to be much harder than he expected. Each strike of the hoe barely loosened a few tiny chunks of dirt, but thanks to his strength, he kept working tirelessly, gritting his teeth. Each swing of the hoe used all his power. After hours of effort, he finally dug out a hole big enough for one person. However, the thick roots still blocked the way. So, Difa took out a sharp steel chisel and dealt with it decisively. According to his plan, the current space was far from enough. After removing the root, he continued expanding inward. The soft soil inside saved him a lot of time. Soon a spacious room and a fine earthen bed took shape before him. To solve the humidity problem, he dug a fireplace on one side. Since his new home was by the river, he didn't want to deal with dampness, so a fireplace for heating and cooking was essential. He then found a hollow tree stump to use as a chimney pipe. After that, he cleaned out a termite nest. During construction, termites secrete a sticky substance. When mixed with wood residue and soil, and stirred with river water, it becomes the strongest natural adhesive. It's even waterproof and loved by wilderness builders. After fixing the chimney, Difa brought the remaining clay inside. He plastered the walls of his new home. Though the conditions were rough, he still aimed for comfort. Layer by layer, he spread the clay evenly until the entire room was covered with a golden coating. This made the home cleaner and brighter and helped insulate it from moisture and cold. After finishing that, he cut a bundle of bamboo. He trimmed off all sharp edges, then split them in half with an axe. He carefully cleaned the inner surfaces, ensuring no splinters remained. He fixed them on the sides of the earthen bed to form a guard wall, instantly enhancing its appearance. Finally, he sawed more bamboo into equal lengths, flattened and smoothed them into sheets. When he had enough, he neatly arranged them on top of the earthen bed, using them as bed boards. Difa carefully aligned each piece of bamboo until everything was in perfect order. The result was a neat, comfortable resting spot. Beautiful, practical, and sturdy. The perfect wilderness hideout. Safe, hidden, and warm. A true home in the wild. Built entirely by his own hands. From roots and mud to comfort and peace. This was not just survival. It was art in the wilderness. A life carved from nature itself. This is what it means to live free. Difa's creation stood as a masterpiece of wild survival, to make sure there were no large gaps between them. After finishing, the entire clay bed looked both solid and comfortable. While collecting building materials next, Difa accidentally discovered a giant fan-shaped beehive. So he immediately used nearby materials, wrapping some dry wood with green leaves to make a simple torch. He wanted to use smoke to drive away the bees inside the hive, so he wouldn't be attacked while collecting honey. He slowly approached the hive, releasing faint smoke. As the smoke spread, the bees began to scatter and flee. Gradually, they left the hive. Difa even shamelessly took a photo from memory. Such a large piece must weigh at least 2.5 pounds. He carefully placed the hive into his bag, gently touching its surface. The delicate texture and heavy weight filled him with joy. After returning to the shelter, he placed the beehive gently aside, then added some firewood into the fireplace and lit it up. He planned to brew a pot of honey tea to ease the day's fatigue. Since ancient times, honey has been considered a nourishing delicacy. It not only replenishes energy quickly, but also soothes the lungs and relieves cough. It also aids digestion and bowel movement. While waiting for the tea to boil, he went nearby to pick some wild pineapples, jackfruit. These wild fruits were very common in the jungle, sweet in taste and rich in nutrients. Defa chose several ripe jackfruits, carefully brought them back to the shelter, and tore them open with his bare hands to eat. The golden flesh emitted an enticingly sweet aroma. Every bite was nature's gift. Defa was immersed in that pure sweetness. When the honey tea came to a boil, he poured himself a delicious cup. Life felt so pleasant and satisfying. After eating and drinking his fill, he couldn't help but lie down on his new bed for a nap. Listening to the gentle flow of the stream outside, he felt an unprecedented peace and contentment. Moments later, he slowly opened his eyes, feeling refreshed, as if all his exhaustion had been swept away by that short rest. Because he ate too many sweets, Defa suddenly felt a bit nauseous. So he caught some insects from nearby grass. Using wild fishing line he brought, he made fishing gear. He used the freshly caught insects as bait and set them along the small river. Then he just waited patiently. During this time, he went nearby to cut some thick, flexible vines to fully prepare for the remaining work. After returning, he carved some wood into proper shapes to serve as roof supports for the new home. Then he cleverly combined clay with short wooden pieces, using the clay's stickiness to tightly fix the wood together, forming a strong and waterproof barrier. Each piece of clay was carefully spread between the wooden beams, ensuring not a single gap remained. As the work progressed, the shelter's roof became thicker and tighter, as if it could withstand any harsh weather. For the front wall, he first dug a trench in the ground at the corresponding position, then placed the treated vines along it, lining them up together, forming a stable wall structure. He repeated the same process on the other side. The middle area served perfectly as the entrance to the shelter. Finally, he sealed the wall gaps with clay again. With his refined craftsmanship, he could rival a professional renovation team. Now he no longer had to worry about wind at midnight. Considering that after rain, the ground inside would be damp and slippery, he went to cut a section of turf roots. After returning, he sliced them into equal pieces. Though it looked simple, it was quite a test of arm strength. Finally, relying on the hand speed of over 30 years single life, it took him 2.5 hours. The cut planks were laid out in groups like a field of tombstones. However, before they could be officially used, he had to trim them into neat square shapes. This ensured they could fit tightly together, forming a flat and solid floor. After that, he spread a thin layer of clay evenly on the ground, then placed the wooden planks one by one, lightly tapping them with a wooden mallet, adjusting each plank's angle and position until the entire floor looked neat and firm. This seemingly simple but time-consuming task tested his patience and precision. The finished result was no worse than marble. Out of his desire for aesthetics, he dug up some glowing green turf and laid it in front of the shelter's wall. It not only solved the post-rain mud problem, but also added a touch of vitality and freshness to the shelter. Considering the issue of privacy in the wild, he placed several logs together, creating a sturdy door frame. Then he took a large, intact piece of bark and used hemp rope, weaving it like a sweater, to tightly fasten it around the frame. His clever weaving skills not only made the door stronger, but also more naturally beautiful. In this way, neither the cold wind nor wild beast could easily enter his shelter. The making of this door undoubtedly added a strong layer of defense to his new home. After a long day, he finally remembered the fishing spot he set unexpectedly. The harvest was abundant this time. Each spot had 2-3 kilogram catfish. Now finally, he could enjoy a hearty fish feast. On the way back, he picked 1 or 2 wild mangoes, combining the mango sweetness with the fresh fish meat. He created a unique wild dish meal. After wrapping the fish completely in foil, he placed it directly into the charcoal fire to roast. While waiting, he cut the mango into small pieces. By the time he finished, the fish in the charcoal emitted an irresistible aroma. Then he brewed a pot of honey tea, and finally enjoyed a rare moment of relaxation. The sweetness of mango and the tenderness of fish intertwined, making one's mouth water. He took a gentle bite of the fish. Crispy outside, tender inside. Juices bursting out, paired with the freshness of mango and the sweetness of honey tea. Every bite was a supreme temptation to the taste buds. After eating and drinking his fill, he returned to the shelter, closed the door, tidied his bed, and rested early.